Hey, greeting kids. Mark Miller here. There's Fred over there. Fred, doing good, buddy? Fred says he's doing good. All right, let's get right into some serious coding here. We'll talk about what we're going to do today. We're finally kind of getting to a point where we're going to hook up. Let me turn on the Code Rush music here. There we go. We're finally getting to a point where we're going to hook up the spell effects that we've integrated and brought into TaleSpire and make them, connect them together. That's what we're going to do today. At least that's the goal. I'm going to focus on one particular spell, and we'll kind of fight through it, push through it to kind of decide what the architecture is going to be to make this work. And there's going to be two parts of it. There's a charging part component to it that happens as I roll the dice. And then once the die results are known, there's like an impact part of it. So we'll do that. Casting spells involves more than just charging an impact, but we're going to focus on those two pieces today. That'll hopefully get us some insight into what we want to create and what we need to create for the architecture. I'll give you a sampling of what we're looking at here, I think. I can go into the effects editor, bring up a known effect. So I created a lightning spell charge effect, which looks like this. Right there. Now, there's some complexity here. You know, one of the complexity pieces is aligning the spell, getting it in the right spot. Another component to it is getting the colors right, changing the colors. So even though I'm creating a prefab here, I want to be able to create or I'm creating kind of a known effect, which is like a modification of a prefab. So there's an existing prefab I took, I modified some properties, I saved those out into a Google spreadsheet. And now I want to be able to apply these, get them in the right places, that sort of thing. So that's one of the, so there's some complexity. And one of the pieces that makes this complex is that the spell effects I've imported are created by different authors and they're not consistent. So changing the color in one might involve, modifying one set of properties, and another might involve modifying a different set of properties. Another complex component of this is turning off the effect. If I simply just delete the object, it all instantly goes away, which would be an acceptable way of doing it. But for particle systems like this, it's much cooler if you just turn off the emitter and let the particles run all the way to the end. And so we want to have like a logical on and off switch, or an off switch, a logical off switch that turns things off slowly, kind of fades them out if possible, that sort of thing, shrinks them down, gets them out of the way. So that's kind of what we're working on. I imagine I actually think this is probably going to take several days. And, with that, let's kind of get into it. Anyway, that is the charging effect. The blast afterwards for thunderstep. So while I'm rolling the dice, that'll go on. When the dice roll finishes, we're going to do another known effect that I'm actually calling thunderstep. So it's another Google Sheets modified effect, and that you can see it showed up over here, kind of in the wrong spot, right? Not in the 0, 0 position, which is a little bit worrisome. We'll have to fix that. See if I just turn it off and bring it back. There it is. So that's what it'll look like. It gets some camera shake, some little glitter effects afterwards. What's going on with the transform? Let's see if the transform is going to reveal. Yeah, there's the problem. The local position is off. All right. Switch back to my main monitor. Here is, wait, not there. Thunderstep is here. Let's increase the font size here. See if we can find that. I guess we won't be able to find it because we're not changing it. Is that true? Yeah. So here in props, to change, we want to add a new prop. Oh no! You can't do while true. I'm hitting a breakpoint, Pudding. It's my show. Pudding gets a show every day. Gets to come in. How you doing, Pudding? Okay, I'm going to try and do this by hand. I'm going to come in here. Oops, I hit enter. And I meant to hit like what? Something else. I should have hit shift enter. Nope. Maybe control enter. I'm just going to modify this by hand. I'm going to add the piece because I don't have a great way to otherwise modify these. I think I want to say it's transform dot local position, and its value is 0, 0, 0, and the type is, I think, vector 3. I think that'll do it. So let me do that. Let me hit save on that. Let's see if it breaks or not. We'll go back over to TaleSpire. I think when I click on known effect, it reloads all of them, I think. Yeah, let's just delete everything here and try it. Let's see what happens when we do it. And nope, it's in the same place. Let's go in here, local position. Let's set it to 0, 0, 0. What do we get here? Its type is vector 3. Did that what I put? It looks like that's what I put in. It looks like I put in the exact same text in the same place. Let's copy that. It may just be that I haven't loaded it back up. So I'm going to copy that, close that down, switch back over to my monitor, make sure that's the text, the same text I typed in. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Okay, so we just need to get a reload. I'm not sure if a reload is going to happen or not while it's running, but let's give it one more shot. Switching back over to TaleSpire, known effect, Thunderstep, go. Nope, same spot. So it's not changing that, meaning it's not reloading. But I feel like we fixed it, and so the next time we restart TaleSpire, it'll be centered 0, 0, 0. Okay, next step we need to do. We need to kind of some entry points here. So these are the different spell modes that I've decided upon. I've got casting, which can support some sort of loop until the dice roll result is known. I've got a projectile. I've got a hit. When a projectile reaches its target point. Like that. And we might transfer control from one effect to another. So the hit will lead to then maybe a something that just stays with you, an attached, what I've got here, attached loop right here, which is like a permanent kind of spell effect. It has to do with giving magic to it. Or just an effect you cast on yourself that lasts for some period of time. So we need some entry points into this. And I'm not familiar enough with the code that I wrote, whatever, a year ago when we did this to know exactly where those entry points are. But we need entry points and a summary of the entry points. I'm just going to kind of spit them out right here. We need, when we I think there's an entry point when we basically prepare to cast. When a spell button is pressed on the Stream Deck. I think there's a prepare to cast. I think there's like a prepare to roll. I think there's on a role received, like that. Roll result received. How are you doing, Pudding? Okies. Pudding says he's doing okay. Well, that's good. Glad to hear that. Had to wake up early today. Uh-oh. It's not my favorite. So let's see what else. Roll result received. So I'm just waiting for my brain to catch up. Got it. I think magic given is an entry point, and I think spell expired is an entry point. And I think what I want to do is I want to create a class called a spell manager that basically is just going to know when these things happen, and it's going to, whenever one of these things happen, it's going to receive an event, and or a method is going to be called, and then it's going to then distribute the appropriate information over to TaleSpire and make things work. That's what I think is going to happen. All right, so let's do that. Let's make sure we don't have, I don't think I do, but let's make sure we don't have a spell manager already. Good, we don't have a spell manager, so that gives us a lot of room to work. Let's create one. Right, like that. Let's bring it to its own file. Is it going to be static? I'm kind of thinking it's going to be static, like that. So we'll kill that, and I think I'm thinking about a Code Rush feature. All right, devs, I have a Code Rush feature request. I'm inside a comment, and I have code that looks like this, right? Multi-line code that's all lined up left, but I'm in a comment. If I'm here and I paste, I want it to paste so everything matches that leading indent if it's a multi-line. That's like a version of like smart paste for inside comments. Smart paste, smart multi-line paste. Call this smart multi-line paste in comments. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Feature request. There you go. All right, that's not bad. Feature request in a few minutes works for me. Okay, so these are the things we're kind of looking to do here. All right, so we'll create a method called prepare to cast, like that. And what do we need to do? We need the spell name, and I think we're going to need the spell ID. And I think we're going to need the TaleSpire. Character ID, the TaleSpire. It's either the TaleSpire World ID or the character ID. And I can't quite figure out which one I want to use. Speaking of which, I've got something over in this thing somewhere in here called, and I'm about to, this thing's getting giant, so I'm going to start refactoring this a little bit. Get creature. from my D. This guy. Right here. All right. We're going to move this. We're going to create a class called Creature Helper. All right, that's it. Let's take that guy out. Over here, Creature Helper. Move this guy to its own file. All right, cool. We've kind of, things are getting a little bit better. Spell Manager. All right, so we've got Prepare to Cast. I think we start just with Prepare to Cast. It's maybe not Prepared Roll, it's maybe Releasing Roll. Die Roll Released. Like that. Dice rolled. Okay, so we've got Prepare to Cast. Now for Prepare to Cast to work, what do we want it to do? We want to find a spell effect for it. I got a couple ways to do this. These are all my spells. All the D&D spells that we've got out there. I do have on preparation complete, called whenever we're about to attack with any weapon while the spell is active. On preparing, what else? On cast, when's this called? When the player's about to cast a spell. On die roll stopped. So we already have places where we can add code for the spell effect. So one of the solutions I could implement is by creating the ability to send spell effects to TaleSpire inside of these different places. It would be consistent with what we've got. I'm leaning towards it. That's what I think I'm going to do. All right, let's go down and find Thunderstep. Wait, no Thunderstep? Oh, it's two words. There we go. Okay, so I've got Thunderstep here. On preparing. So let's do this. Let's say not sure what we call this yet. Start charging. Effect. TaleSpire. Hey Hector, how you doing? Welcome. Good to have you with us. We're working on creating spell effects in TaleSpire related to, you know, decisions made while playing the game. So I'm going to like cast a spell in the game, and we want to see in TaleSpire the charging effect for that spell. So start charging. Start charging, and we'll refer to the lightning spell charge. We'll grab that. Start charging. Known effect. Okay. When preparation is complete, I don't think we need to actually say stop charging. I think we'll automatically stop it. We'll automatically stop any charging effects. That's what I think. On die roll stopped, that's when we want to... Oh, what happened there? Here it is, die roll stopped, right there. On die roll stop, I think we would just want to say play known effect, which is going to be Thunderstep, I think is what we called it. There it is, like that. Play known effect. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to do. So we need to create two different commands: play known effect and start charging known effect. Maybe this is not, maybe this is attach charging effect, like that. Because we need to attach it to that player. All right, let's try that. Back over here, so maybe not prepare to cast. Instead, we're going to have a method in here called attach charging effect. And so it's going to have a known effect name. It's going to have a spell ID and a TaleSpire world ID. That's what I think it's going to have. And then we're going to go into the TaleSpire core TaleSpire client. And then we're going to call, I think, something very similar, like that, that, and that. And inside there, that's going to look like something like this right here. Like that. Okay, and then that will send a message over to our TaleSpire plugin. And our TaleSpire plugin is going to have attach charging effect. And it's going to go in here. Don't have coders loaded yet. Waiting for the features to kick in. There it is, it's in. All right, good. There's attached charging effect like that. Attached charging effect. And TaleSpire, probably dot effects. Do I have an effects piece? Attach charging, and then we're going to pass in 3 args to it. Args of 0. Args of 1 and args of 2. We are going to make sure we're getting 3 args in. And I just wrote them, so we always should, but just in case. And it's called attach charging effect. All right, attach charging. Let's go build that. We need to be able to get it from our known effects. This effects piece right here double check it all. Oh, that's not what I want. I'm in the wrong place, I think. This was built. These are the TaleSpire effects. Yeah. It's a good name, but it's kind of a dead end in terms of what's already in here. What else do I have out here? I've got prefabs. I'm going to create something new called spells. Okay, the parameters are those. Effect name. I'm gonna rename this to just effect name. That's what I'm gonna call that. Okay. Okay, so now we want to find it, see if we can find it. So we want to go into first prefabs and get and call it effect name. See if we can find it. Wait, does get, hold on. Does get create, it just returns it. Okay. I think what I'd really want is kind of a has instead of a get. Like that. Okay, so we're going to come down here and we're going to say, hey, if prefabs has the effect name, why is it not working? Thought I made it public. Prefabs has the effect name. Oh, it is working. Okay. Then we're going to say game object is equal to prefabs.clone. Effect name. What else do I do when I clone it? I set its parent. Okay, well, I've got the TaleSpire World ID right here. I need to go in and go into the minis and find it. Okay, so we're going to check to see if we can find the mini, because it's attached charging. We need to attach it to the mini. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? I'll call it ID. I've seen it uses ID in other places as well. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to say, hey, if prefabs has it, then the prefab is equal to this. Then I'm going to say, I think prefab.name is equal to the spell ID, because we need, I think, to be able to find it. And maybe it's actually equal to attached dot plus the spell ID. Because I may have also the spell having different kinds of effects that it wants to exist in different places. I think. How are you doing, Hector? Everything good? Hope everything's going well for you guys. All right. Now, if the prefab's not there, everything is great. That's awesome. Good to hear it. You're welcome, man. You know, I've got autism kids, and I'm like, it's been occurring to me that, oh, I've led a largely selfish life for, you know, just not connected. In fact, just this morning, I was like, I was looking at my wife, and I'm like, how are you doing? And she's like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, you know, I just realized I don't check in with you very often. She's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, okay, I'm in trouble. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to do that a little bit more. Trying to reach out to the world. Hector says I'm trying the same. All right, cool. Let us know how it goes, because I'm like this is me almost all the time in human world. I'm barely treading water. Okay, so we don't have it in the prefabs. There is, I think, the composite effect. Does it have something? Create known effect. There it is right there, effect name. So what does that do? Okay, it calls create. Okay, and create does that, goes to there, and basically we return null if it doesn't work. So that's basically going to return null, is what it looks like if that fails. Okay, where are we? Working our way back. Looks like I didn't set a marker where I needed to. Oh, I'm here. I haven't renamed this yet. Spells. Cool. All right. So that's our second chance to find it. So first one's going to go in there, see if we can clone it. Or, well, we're going to check to see if we have it. If we do, we're going to clone it as a prefab. Otherwise, we're going to come in here and we're going to work with it. Looks like I need to separate this, widen that scope out a little bit. That's fine. Put it there. Set it to null. And sorry, thinking about a code rush feature here. Maybe. All right, let me make a note to myself. Okay. So this is going to be now prefab right here. So we've got two prefab pieces right there. Right there. Going to do that. We're going to call this spell. We're going to check to see at this point if that's a null, then we can't find it. So we need to log the error, and we're going to say spell effect. Dang, I was testing and working on a new feature for CodeRush, and then got a new build, and the feature was turned off in the new build. It was because of different branches, and so I'm like, I'm missing the feature, but we'll get it. We'll get it back. It's going to be in the regular version. Thinking about, one sprint from now, spell effect not found. Unable to attach the charging effect. Like that. And then we're going to return. So we get out. Okay, so now down at this point, we've got the spell. We've created it. Now we need to set the parent. So we're gonna say, I think it's in minis. Do we have a get base? No, maybe it's on the creature board asset as an extension method. Get base, there it is, right there. So that's going to get me the base that I want to attach this to. All right, and then I'm going to say spell dot transform dot set parent to the creature base. Dot transform. That means if we pick up the creature, we'll be able to move it around. And the spell will follow it. All right, we're going to change this. I'm going to extract this to get spell. Spells, maybe just spells dot get effect, maybe better. All right. Used to have a great refactoring in Code Rush Classic that would turn that. Yeah, we should. All right, devs, this is a feature request for Code Rush Classic refactoring that's awesome in this space right here. So I've just done an extract method and I realized, oh, I could just simply return it here and here. And I think it was inline return statement is what we called it. So it was available here. So I'd hit the Code Rush key, choose inline return statement, and then it would turn this into that. That's the refactoring. That's what I want. All right. Cool, 2 features. Kids for dog fooding Code Rush. By the way, if you don't have a copy of Code Rush and want one, I'm giving them away free today and every day, just for asking. So if you want a copy, if you know somebody who wants to write code faster in Visual Studio, if you got Code Rush questions, I'm here. All right, so there's get effect right there. So we got our error checking along these lines here. And we're setting the parent, and I think that might be all we need to do. We just create it, and give it a parent, and I think it's going to go. The only problem is we need to detach it at some point. That's too many shortcuts to learn, says Pudding. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hold on a second. Let me show you. So Fred, please teach us. Let me go to my Stream Deck. I thought, is it here on this set of pages? No. I had it on the left one. Oh, I have to go here and then choose the second one. Rush snippets. There we go. All right. So cool. I think this is going to work. So, yeah. So here's one. Let's see. Is that going to work or no? No, it's not working. Did I disable? I have to be on a different page. Hold on a second, kids. I think it's here, although I'm not here. Yeah, you broke the stream. There we go. Yeah. I tried to get it, but it's not working. I have to get, oh, I could probably do this. Hold on. I think I could very cleverly add the scene here to this one. I think this might be it. And now will it work? There we go. All right. Q is for constant. Where are my values? There we go. There are my values. Not values, actually. I want types. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. B is for bool. So what that means, if I want a Boolean constant, I can type in QB like this. Got it? Now, let's give you S for string. Okay? So Q is for constant, S is for string. If I want a constant that's a string, I type in QS. Cool? All right, let's get our music going back up. It looks like we lost that. Those constants. For variables, V is for variable. Right? Easy to remember, right? So I know that B is for Boolean and S is for string, right? We already learned that, right? S is for string, right? B is for Boolean, like that. So we can create a variable type string by just typing VS. Or a variable type bool just by typing VB. So while there are, like, you know, thousands of templates, there are only a few mnemonic rules like this. And once you learn the rules, they're kind of multiplying, right? We know now for variables it's V, right? So VB is a variable, and QB is a constant, right? So they're kind of multiplying. If I now tell you that if you want to create a method, it's M for method, now you can type in MB to create a method that returns a bool. Right? Or MS to create a method that returns a string. See what I'm saying there? So it's not too hard. I'm going to keep that template core piece up there so I can do this demo more often if people have questions on that. Okay. So let's see. We've got this. Right now I'm thinking about, let's just compile and make it a one-way trip. That's kind of what I want to do. We still have to call it. Right? We still have to call it. We haven't created the expression command, the command for our expression evaluator to get this whole thing out here. So we switch back over to our D&D app. We've got attach charging effect, which is called from spell manager.attach charging effect, which is called from nowhere. Okay, so where's the TaleSpire client? Are we going to get in trouble? I need to think architecturally because we've got different layers here. I've got a D&D core that has no reliance at all on anything TaleSpire related. And in order to keep that separation, if it needs to do something, send some information, we usually do that with events. And I think that's what we're going to do in this case as well. All right, so let's go take a look at the expressions down in D&D core. These are our functions. They look like this. I'm going to just copy that. And we're going to call this attach. Charging effect. Yeah, attach charging effect. It's going to take one parameter. And got to get its name right. like that. It's got this evaluate function where we need to do something inside of here. It's going to be expecting arguments 1. Okay. Attaches the specified spell effect to the active player's TaleSpire mini. Okay, and parameter number 1 is going to be the spell effect name. The name of the known effect or prefab to create. Okay, let's move that to its own file. Now what's cool about this architecture is I just simply have to declare it, and when we start up, we look through every single class in the assembly that descends from D&D function, and we automatically register it. So registration is taken care of automatically. So as a result, not a lot of code is required to add a new function in here. But now at this point, we need to send the data over. So creature player is got to be non-null. We need player to be non-null. If player's not null, then we want to come in and say we need to get player's TaleSpire ID. That's one piece of information that's important. We need args of 1, or args of 0 rather. That's going to be the spell name, or effect name rather. What's the other piece I needed? What did I do in here? What was the third one? The spell ID. If casted spell is set, it's got an ID. That's the spell ID. And hopefully it is. So each spell has got to hopefully be set, but I'm not sure because we haven't cast it yet. We have not cast it yet, so I'm just not sure if that's the case or not. Then what we want to do is call something like this: on attach charging effect. And pass in effect name, spell ID, and player.TaleSpire ID. Like that. Make this static. I'm going to grab these 3, create an event arg descendant. Call this charge spell effect. Event args. Paste those in there. Declare property with initializer. Declare property with initializer. Declare property with initializer. We type to file. Spell effect event args. There. Okay. Next we need a delegate. There's my delegate. Next I need my event. Can I give it the same name? I don't think I can. Let me rename this to function. I don't think I can have my event name be the same as this name. I'm not going to have properties the same name. For some reason, I feel like I have problems with having it to be the same name. And then here, we're going to say, let's create the event trigger. Actually, all I need is that. Let's put that in here. And this I wanted to be static. Null. And I think that's it. All right, next I need to listen to this event. And I think I'm gonna put it in my spell manager. There's my listen. And I'm just going to call attach charging effect, passing in EA dot effect name, EA dot ID, and EA dot TaleSpire ID. We're going to change this to spell ID. Like that. Okay. I think we have enough. I think we have a round trip loop, in fact. Let's set a breakpoint there. Shut down, restart. Shut down the app. Hey, Jigsaw Killer Girl. Sorry, I didn't see you over there, Jigsaw Killer Girl. I'm doing great. How are you doing? How are you? Welcome. We are working on TaleSpire, modding TaleSpire, invoking spell effects using C#. I think I've written all the code I need to write to make that work. Let's do a rebuild over here, see if it builds. Shut down TaleSpire on my second machine. Rebuild all failed. Got a problem in here somewhere. There's no issues found down here. What does my error list say? One error. Missed a semicolon. There we go. All right, one more time. Rebuild all succeeded. Good. Let's switch over to the TaleSpire core. Let's rebuild the solution there. That's our plugin. Good. Let's go back here. Really? Interesting. I must have made a change in the other one without saving it here. Okay, not a big deal. Well, I guess just in, yeah, it's not a big deal. All right, I'm just gonna hit run from here. So this is gonna start up our Dungeon Masters app, control app, which really is is, you know, started out as kind of this big thing in WPF, and now when we play the game, we almost never use it. We're driving everything from the Stream Deck. Starting that up, let's go start up TaleSpire on the second machine. Doing that as well. I'm going to rename these right here, these two. Right there. Let's give you a view of the second machine. Hold on a second, I need to change my Stream Deck. This is right over here. All right, let's give you a view of the second machine. Cannot quite do that until the other app is fully loaded. I have two lights on either side that are controlled by the app as well, the Dungeon Master app. One's on, the other one's not on yet. So as soon as that second light comes on, it'll happen in a second. Just how the WebSocket's connected. I'll switch over to the second machine. Second light is on. All right, switching to the view of the second machine, loading up TaleSpire. And, you know, it's occurring to me, we really kind of want to be looking at the main machine for a little bit here before we do anything. So what I've done is I've added into the Google spreadsheet on preparing for the Thunderstep spell, a call to attach charging effect. So we want to make sure that all executes and gets and works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to say it's my turn, and I'm going to grab Thunderstep. And I'm going to say level 3. At this point, I was hoping to get a breakpoint, but I don't see one. So maybe it's going to happen on the next one when I choose cast spell. All right, there's my breakpoint right there. I'm just going to let's see. Can I move it down so you can see it underneath the kind of barely? Let's see. So expecting arguments, it gets by that. It's got a player. So that's great news. It's got a player TaleSpire ID. You can see it off to the side over here. The effect name is Lightning Spell Charge. So that looks good as well. And then we're going to call, I'll clear the breakpoint right here. This looks good. Let's step into this. Here we are. Do we have, oh, it's null. Nobody's attached to this. I can't quite show it to you because it's right behind. I'm going to just hit run. So no event handlers are showing up. Nobody's attached to the event, and the reason no one. Damage. Got this error too. Function play known effect, unknown in expression, play known effect. Thunderstep. I don't have a play known effect. All right, let's try and close down that spell. That spell. So you can see more. Why don't I have play known effect? I don't have something called play known effect. Oh, I know what this is from. It's from the second part. We have not created that yet. So we're going to get that error message. That's when we cast it, I think. No, it's when die roll stops. So we're trying to execute something we haven't built yet. That's what's going on there. Okay, that's totally fine, that error. Okay. All right, so we got to get this to work. In order for that to work, we need to hook up this. this only happens if there's a reference to the spell manager. But because nobody has referenced the spell manager yet, this bit of code has not been executed. So what I need to do, I think I'm going to hook into the reload button. Wait, does that make sense? Now I need to, I kind of need a temporary thing, and I don't want to restart everything is what I need. Let's go into the main window. See what we can find to hook into here. Well, I can hook into this, look at active creature, hit the button on, there I got a breakpoint. Now that I've got a breakpoint, I can come in and say, okay, spell manager, dot initialize, like that. Then let's declare it. And in my initialization, I'm gonna do that, attach the event there. I'm not gonna do it in this guy, okay? But because that's public and static, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna execute that line of code. That'll hook up the event. Then I'm gonna cut that line of code, go up into my constructor, a main window. Somewhere in here I've got hook events, I think. Hook game events. There it is, right there. Yeah, hold on a second. This is not quite the right place to put it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just put it right there. That'll hook it. All right, so now at this point, if I hit continue, and now we, make sure we got the breakpoint here. It's a breakpoint there now. This time we should actually get into it when we cast Thunderstep. So back to my character, spells, Thunderstep, level 3. Before I cast the spell, I'm going to get rid of that scroll and then cast it now. Oops. My bad. Let me take the, copy that, and I'm going to take it down into my spells. Paste it right there. We just have it temporarily here so we can quickly close it. Let me put it down inside Thunderstep. All right. So then we're going to hit cast spell. Good. And now we're here, and it looks like we're good, and we have the event. So let's step into that, and we're just creating the pieces. That's all good. That's awesome. We've got the effect ID, that spell ID this is an awesome thing to have. That means casted spell was valid when it came in, right there. And if casted spell is valid, it's got a valid spell ID. That means when the die roll is done, that spell ID will come back and we'll be able to shut it down when the die roll stops. Okay, so attach charging. Lassimat! Look out! Let's grab some tea. Welcome, Lassimat. Glad to have you with us. How are you doing today? Cup of tea. Cup of tea.
Tanisku 7, where are you? We need your help!
Tanisku 7's here.
Oh, yeah, alright. Here, right now.
And the dragon helping out the whole time. Welcome, Tanisku 7. Where's the pudding? Everybody stand back. Tanisku 7's here. All right, so then we go into attach charging effect. This is Gonna be doing this and that. This doesn't invoke. Oh my goodness! It's gonna rain, I think.
16 thunder.
Copperbeardy bringing the thunder damage.
Copperbeardy is in the house.
Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to switch over. Hold on, let's do this. If we're going to be working on this page right here, let's go grab. That's my wild magic roll. Let's go grab that button. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? This is a raise, right? That I did? How you doing, buddy? Glad you're with us. Okay, back over into Merkin Spells, Thunderstep. You paste that down there, and then jump back up. Go back over, grab the... Which one did I get? I got the TaleSpire button, I think. Then you get the monitor button, and jump back in. Oh my goodness! Hitting me 1, 2, 3 punch! Boom, boom, boom! The Coded Gorilla! Ladies and gentlemen, Coded Gorilla's in the house! Look at that code! Solid gold! He writes in solid gold code all the time. That's how good his code is, kids. It's Coding Gorilla. This is my pudding, though. Now I actually have to buy some. A decent human being would go play pudding's thing again, but I'm not going to do that. What? What the? No! No pudding! No! It's 2 fanfares? That's not fair. You got pudding, kids. There's your pudding. Pudding drop. Pudding dot drop. Sweet. Okay. So now I should be able to close the scroll from here. Maple syrup pudding for you, pudding. And now what I want to do is I'm going to hit the TaleSpire button. And so now we're going to look over at TaleSpire. And we need to go grab my character and bring it down. So let's go find me. Merkin, right there. There's me, right there. And let's do Thunderstep again. Let's see if it actually works on this side. Wouldn't that be sweet? So I'm going to do this, hit cast spell. Guys, rolling, it's not working. Got an error.
13 thunder damage.
Ooh, lightning spell charges got quotes in it. So it's not able to find the spell effect. Hold on a second. You got some stuff in the way there. Let me pull it up again so you can see it. Here's what I'm looking at. Right there. Creature board, asset, matching ID, not found. And so that's problem 1, and lightning spell charge not found. Did I pass in the wrong ID? I'm not sure. Did I that a second ago? I thought I did. So that's what I'm looking at. Lightning spell charge is got extra quotes in it. So what we need to do is strip out those extra quotes from it. We can do that on this side, right around here. Okay? In fact, we can do it. It's really going to be, I think, right on this line of code. Whoops, sorry. Let me show you what I'm looking at. It's going to be on this line of code right in here. That's what I think it's going to look like. Yeah, I'd probably get kicked out of the Star Wars Cantina, pretty sure. They'd be like, yeah, we don't serve bots and that guy. We don't serve that guy either. All right. So what am I doing? I'm going to set up a breakpoint here. We're going to trigger it again. 1, 2, 3, like that. All right. There's, see the extra quotes right there? I can do this. I can go into expression, I think it's expressions.getster, like that. And I can pass in this to it. Like that. And that should strip the quotes out. So problem number 1 is potentially solved. Problem number 2 may be that I'm passing the wrong thing in. What is this? This needs the spell ID. And the other one is the TaleSpire ID. Are we... Same thing is all going across there. Okay. So let's just keep stepping into it. And here we need, let's see, we need here, spell and TaleSpire, add charging effect, spell and TaleSpire, and interesting. When I did it that time, over on TaleSpire,
Thunder damage!
it didn't complain. So it was weird, just the second time. So it's like, it's almost as if there may be a data problem over here. Maybe a data problem inside of the main app where it's sending us the wrong thing, which means the effect may have happened. Let's try one more time and see if we can see that effect happen on this guy. 1, 2, 3. Seeing the effect. Oh, it's over here.
Thunder damage.
It's right there. So, hold on. I think I know the problem. If I move this guy, is he going to move? He went away when I moved him. Okay, that's weird. Wait, it's over here. I see it. Okay. I see. So it's going to be behind him, because it's not moved over on top of him. Okay. So we need to set its position correctly, is what we need to do. Gosh, guys, sorry about this. Something keeps popping up here. It's like the effects are getting called more than once. All right. Okay, so we need to get the movement, the positioning of the effect, so it matches the position of this guy, wherever he is. So we'll do that. Let's get that going next. To do that, that's going to be a change down in, let's see, TaleSpire spells, attach charging. So we set the parent. Then what we need to do is we need to say, hey, spell.transform.position is equal to, I think, that. I think that's all we need to do. We set the parent, then we set the position. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay, let's try that. So I'm going to, over in TaleSpire land, I'm going to kill it. And we still have like that issue with, reverse these two. We still have the issue with the bad data that came down the first time we did it, and we'll have to investigate that. I'm going to maybe make a note of that right now. Bad data for I think the TaleSpire ID. What came down? Okay. Let's rebuild. Everything succeeded. Start up TaleSpire on the second machine. That's starting up. Okay, there we are. There's my character right there. Let's put him over there. Now let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Look at that. Look at that, kids.
23. Thunder.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Sweetly, sweetly done. And there's the effect. It's kind of a one-way trip. We don't have the cleanup. But the effect is gorgeous, right? For starting that up. That's exactly what I want to do. Okay. Okay, I am getting this though, which means Thunderstep is still around and the dice stop rolling. We need to only do this once. So we need to create some sort of, oh sorry, hold on. Let me show you what I'm looking at right here. So I got this problem here because we don't have play known effect in yet. I'm about to add it, but we don't want to keep playing it every time the dice roll. I almost think we want a different event for the spell, right? So on preparing is here. On preparing isn't quite what I, available when, on preparing, on preparation, on received, on attack, get attack ability. I'm just looking at what the names of the different events we have here. On cast, on die roll stopped, on player hits target. Yeah, this on die roll stopped is cast. The player casting a spell successfully hits another target. That's this one. Once for each target that fails the saving throw. Okay. Yeah, this is not entirely true. Got some problems with the triggering of this event. Also, we don't have an apparent event when, like basically, when it's first kind of selected, activated. Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Awesome.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
I know.
Okay. All right, let's take this a step at a time. Let's go with this guy right here. Play known effect. Thunderstep. I think I won't even give it a time, so it cleans itself up afterwards, so we know that it's going to do it. Yeah. I also, this die roll stop is triggering multiple times, and I think arguably incorrectly. I just want to see who else is sitting in here. Delta target. Yeah, no. Yeah, that should only happen once. Die roll stopped. All right, I think this event is being fired too much. Well, what else is going on in die roll stop? Anything else? Nothing else. Yeah, let's go look at die roll stopped. See who's triggering that event and why and when that's happening. So what happens is it looks like we're finding all the active spells. And then we're going in and triggering die roll stopped because it's still, the die roll did technically stop. It should almost be called on any die roll stopped when the die roll stopped while it's active. and I'm about to rename it. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to kill the app, and we're going to change this to on any die roll stopped. So at least it's now we know what's going on with the it's on any die roll stopped while active, but okay. And I think that's all I need to do. Okay, so I've renamed there. I'm going to come over here and we're going to change this to on any die roll stopped. We're going to change the comment. Player casting a spell, not successful. When any player, it's when any die roll stops, right? Any player's die roll stops. Is that true? No. When the active player's die roll stops, okay. Expression evaluate when any die roll from the active player stops while this spell is active. I think I want to create a new column over here called on spell cast die roll stopped. And this one is going to be fired. Okay. So now we've added this new one on spellcast die roll stop. And it's going to be kind of similar to this. So we're just going to work our way through here. Like that. Okay. Any other occurrences of that? Nope. All right, did that do it? Next, we have to work on triggering. Okay. rolling results. Inside rolling results, I think I've got the casted spell ID. There it is right there, spell ID. So what we want to do now is we want to say, hey, if casted spell dot ID is equal to roll results dot no. What is it? What's it called? Do I stop rolling data? So I could use a better name for that. Dot spell ID. Then we want to trigger that. Okay, so that should only fire once. Let's change this to roll results. Are we building? Did we get enough? No, we didn't. We want to add the second function. Let's build the second function and add that in. That second function, go down to Thunder Step. Thunder Step right there. Play known effect. It's going to have two parameters. Second one will be optional, not a time until it expires, I think. I don't know if I need that for charging or not. I don't think I do. Yeah, charging is a loop. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go find that and get that going. Where are you located? You don't seem to be in the right place. Functions? I don't see it. Oh, I just didn't look down far enough. Is that what it was? There it is, right there. Okay, it's there. All right, good. Let's take a look at this. It's going to be play known effect function. Called play known effect. Give it an event called play known effect. It's got two parameters. The number of seconds, the duration in seconds, for this spell effect to last before destroying it. Okay, and that's optional. Move it to its own file. It's going to use the same spell event arg, spell effect event args. All right, good. Next, we need to register this. Let's go to our spell manager. in the initialization, right down there. Put our handler up, right up here with this guy. Let's move the initialization actually up to the top. And play known effect. We're going to pass in EA dot. Really, I don't have any IntelliSense now. There it is. Okay. Effect name, EA dot spell ID, and then EA dot TaleSpire ID. Like that. If we're going to go to play known effect. Let's rename this. This is just now effect name. Let's rename this. Good. Good. All right. Whoops, not attach charging effect. I need it to be play known effect. Like that. Right now, let's declare that. Put that in there. Just basically copy this. And this was going to be play known effect. This will send a message across to the remote plugin. Play known effect. I think we're done in this space here. Let's just rebuild it. Okay, that didn't work because TaleSpire is running on the second machine. I'm going to close that down, rebuild it one more time. Maybe just hit start. Should be good. Now over here in TaleSpire, we need something that's basically a play. It's a duplicate of this. We call this play. And we need to give it a time. I forgot about the optional time. Shoot. Okay. Creature ID, use that instead. Creature ID, I need to fix the time problem. Let's kill this. Play known effect. Play known effect. Lifetime. Lifetime. Here we go. Now we've got to get the lifetime in here. We're actually expecting 1 to 2 arcs. Okay. That's better. Okay, so there's play known effect. Now we can start this up. I think that'll work. Set a breakpoint in here. Go back over here. Did I get all of this right? Lifetime is not. No, I didn't finish this. So now for the play, I don't need to set the parent. I do not need to set the parent for it, but I do need its position. It's not attached. I'm going to call it just play like that. So it'll play at that space. Now, I also have somewhere in here, I think it's in instances, add temporal. Like that. There's a second piece here, which is a particle shut-off time in seconds. And let's make that whatever is smaller. Whatever's smaller, 2 seconds, or lifetime divided by 5. And we only need to add temporal if lifetime is greater than 0. And I think that'll work. That's play. Now, we still aren't cleaning up the original effect from attached charging. We need a way to detach that. And are we actually calling this? Did I actually trace this down? We're not calling this either. Okay, hold on. We didn't quite hook it all up. It's going to be play effect, like that. And it's probably easier to write, easier to understand if I do it this way. If length is less than 3, or args, if I have more than 4 args or less than 3, then expecting 3 to 4 arcs. Like that. Am I really calling this from above? I just want to make sure I am. Just had a brief power outage. Looks like it came right back, stayed back on, so we're still going. Play known effect. Play known effect. Shoot, I didn't pass in the number here. All right, let's kill it. Get the number right. Lifetime. Like that. Let's use add parameter a little faster. And let's do it here. And let's do it here. Two-string. And that. So plain known effect is going to send us through those 4 parameters over. I can set this equal to 0 as a default parameter. Okay, so that's going to send up all the data down to TaleSpire. Let's run it again. All right, finish hooking things up over here. Play effect, expecting 3 to 4 args. Calling that, and we might as well. What do I do? I got to get the lifetime here, so we're going to create this lifetime. This. Set it equal to 0. And we're going to say, hey, if args dot length equals 4 or is greater than 3, then we'll be able to say, well, if I try parse args of 3 lifetime. Maybe I'll just do this like that. Okay, now that I have lifetime, then I can pass it in here to play. Like that. How you doing, Karen? Karen just walked into my office. She's got a look like she's not happy at all. Did you find out about the affair? How's that funny to you? I could have an affair. That could happen one day. There are 2 people that would tolerate me. That's funny. Okay, it's cute. No, it's adorable. All right. So we got play effect. We're not calling that yet. Let's go call that as well. Anything else we need? I don't think there's anything else. Play doesn't return any results on whether it was successful or not. I'm not going to worry about that for right now, but let's go ahead and go to attach charging effect, and let's now add play effect. Now I think the part below is done. Disco 7 has given me some smoke coming off of my head. So with that, let's do a build down here. Okay, let's go over to the second machine, start up TaleSpire. So we still have the attached effect that's not going to go away. So we need to clean that up. We need to find the right way to clean it up. But if this works, what'll be cool is when the die roll results come back, there'll be an explosion over around my character as the spell effect is played. Okay, let's get the spell started. There's my character, right there. Put him right about there, so you can see him. All right, I'm hitting cast spell. There's the first part. When the die rolls, you're looking for a big explosion. Whoa, let's go back so we can see it.
22 thunder damage.
I didn't see it at all. Let's try it again. Oh, am I at a breakpoint? Hold on, I might be able to breakpoint. I'm at a breakpoint. Okay. You can't see it. I'm going to run it and see what happens. Yeah, let's switch over to the second machine so you can see the breakpoint. Ooh, my switch button isn't working. Can I throw things out? Nothing is working in the second machine. Yeah, it seems like it's locked up. But I'm not at a breakpoint. Interesting. Okay. I think it's because maybe I was at a breakpoint. I hit a button a couple times, so we were kind of stacking in things, and I bet there's a lock somewhere. Let me see if I can... Oh, wait, hold on. It just took a while to get out of it. Looks like we're okay now. So at a breakpoint here, this is where we were at in play known effect. So I didn't step through it, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. So we'll keep an eye on this machine. I'm going to do the same sequence of steps. Try to... Looks like we're locked up somewhere. Where are we? Yeah, I've seen this happen when I think this happens if I queue up several commands to send out. And it kind of gets in this space where if I do a break all, it's right here on this thread sleep. And what happens is we never get this. This never breaks out of this while loop. And I think it's what causes it is I get to a breakpoint and I start sending commands over to the client. That's kind of what I think is happening. That's what I think, but I don't know. I'm not an expert at this by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, so we started this up again. Got a breakpoint here. Just waiting for it to start up. Smoke should play up on both the back layer and the front layer, so it looks like it's kind of coming in front of me and behind me. That would be fun. All right, how are we doing? Is the app up yet? Not yet. Where are you? Still here. Stuck on the client. Is my problem over on the TaleSpire machine that I'm somehow I do have an error on the second machine in the log. It's like I can't find the command. Alright, we're finally up and loaded, it looks like. Let's see how responsive we are. Should I restart TaleSpire? I think I will. Let's restart TaleSpire. Okay, so now Yeah, so, okay, so this is problematic. We're now at a point where if I don't have it up and running and I try to send a command over to it, we kind of get to this place where I try to do something and I can't do it because the second machine doesn't have the app up and running. So I just did it again. I hit the button thinking, oh, let's get this started, but I forgot that the button sends commands out. Okay, do I need to refresh? Wait, let's try this. Yeah, it's like I need to refresh these guys here, I think. Let me see if that works. Nope, it's not connected. Do I need... Shouldn't need to shut down those guys, the other two overlay kind of helping apps. I'm trying restarting it one more time. Now that TaleSpire up and running on the second machine. See if that works out a little bit better. I think I need faster machine kits. Alright, WebSocket connected. One light on. Waiting for light number 2 to turn on. There's light number 2. There we go. Looks like we're back in business. Switch to TaleSpire. Bring it in over here. There it is right there. Let's test, roll the dice. Cool. There's effect 1. Now watch when the dice stop. Do we see effect 2?
21! Thunder!
Okay, we're at a break point. I forgot about that. All right, let me step through the break point. Looks like the ARGS is good. I'm just stepping through the effect name. It gets it. It's Thunderstep. It gets the lifetime is 10 seconds. It's now calling into the event handler. I'm looking at the event ARG code. It's filled that out. It's now calling plain known effect. Everything looks good. I'm going to hit run. But I did not see it show up over here in TaleSpire. Maybe use this view right here. Let me go check the log over in TaleSpire. So there's spark lift. That's the first piece. That spark lift is this effect right here. That's what its prefab name is. So this is all for spark lift. This might be from the second piece. We're coming in and trying to play the prefab. That might be what's happening there, the plain known effect. Let's go make sure that that breakpoint is cleared. And I'm going to just try the sequence one more time. I'm hitting cast spell, but it's not casting. I think because the spell's already active. I might need to add some time. Let's add an hour. It says it's instantaneous, so that should be, it should go. Why doesn't can't spell work? Oh, the app is unresponsive. Yeah, it feels like, it almost feels like there's a lock kind of thing. I'm going to stop the app and we'll restart it, I think. Meanwhile, on the TaleSpire side of things, so can I get those down? Here we go. Hold on a second. Let me refresh the overlays here. You can see a little bit better. So I want to go after this right here. This call stack doesn't really help me because basically it's just gives me it starts at the main thread dispatcher update. And there's modding utils, execute command. Yeah. So it says the given key is not present inside the dictionary. Yeah, let me stop TaleSpire. Let me stop over here. I think TaleSpire, the plugin, is having a problem with the... I think that might be the problem might be over in the TaleSpire side of things. I'm not sure why it's getting that weird key. I wonder if, actually, hold on. I wonder if I'm not sending over the string play effect. I'm sending something slightly different over. Let's go look at the code for TaleSpire where this is going to be going to be used. Let's see, can I switch over to machine number 1? Okay, there we go. It's in modding utils. Like, what if we sent over a string that didn't exist? Here's my problem. It's right in this space right here. So let's use selection increase. Call it command name, and let's do a check to make sure the command has it. If commands dot contains key command name, then we're good. If we're not, then we want to log an error that's going to be so now we'll get here instead of, you know, essentially getting an exception here. And then, now what are we going to do? Because we were having the problem was we were getting an exception on the main thread, not on the thread we were out at right here. So now we're going to, I think, prevent that exception from being thrown. That exception from occurring on the main thread. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to restart. Rebuild. Restart TaleSpire. Okay. Starting up on the second machine. So I have some code that when the dice go out to show the scroll. So even when I hide the scroll, it keeps popping up a couple times. It's a little annoying right now. I don't think I'm going to go after it and find it now because we kind of really need it more to just for this moment in time. Normally, I think the code is not bad in terms of what it does. I recall it having, there was an intent behind that decision to write that. I just don't remember what it is. Okay, going back in on Merkin right here. Let's do this. Close it. Roll the dice. And close it. There it is.
21 thunder damage.
So I didn't see it. Let's see what their log says. The cool thing about the attachment is that this effect is attached, right? As I move around, there's the trail of effects that come with me. So that part is very cool for the charging. Once charging's done, though, of course, we have to get rid of it. Let's see what's going on over here. Command play known effect not registered. Okay, so that's my problem. I know how to fix that now. Switch back over to monitor 1. Let's go to this should have been called play effect. That's what we need to change right there to play effect. Let's try it again. Rolling the dice. Should come up soon.
17 thunder damage.
There it is. I'm now editing the code to just be play effect. Running it. Whoa, and it happened on the other side, on the other screen. Let's switch over there so you can see it. Oh my goodness. Is that part of it too? Oh wow, what an effect. All right, cool. Well, let's do it again. So here we go. So by the way, this effect I think keeps doubling up. That effect above Merkin's head doubles up every time we do this. Oh, whoa. It did it a second time. I think there might be an extra triggering of the effects. We got to take a look at that. Let's switch back over, actually. Close that game. Attached charging effect is there. Play known effect. on any die roll stop, on spellcast die roll stop, I want this to move from here to there. Okay, so in spellcast die roll stop, I want that. To get that change, I'm going to have to reload everything. So I'm going to click the reload everything button on the control app. Okay, looks like that's done. Switching over here. So this effect above me, I think, is just doubling up every time we cast the spell because we're not clearing it up. Let's try again, though, to cast it. Move it off to the side so we can see it. Maybe about right there. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Yeah, so he's getting more. And
19 thunder damage.
Sweet. That's not bad. Interesting, after it hits, there's just kind of, the particles all go up for a little bit, like they're blown up by it. And then after a while, they go away. You know what that is? Oh my gosh. It's because the other effect, yeah, watch this. Watch this. We'll do it again. I bet it takes exactly 10 seconds to get there. Look at my timer up.
13 thunder damage.
All right, here we go. Are we ready to go? I can't tell if we're ready to go. It looks like we're maybe not. All right, here we go. So I've got this ready to go, and then I'm going to hit cast the spell. I'm going to wait for the dice to stop rolling. And then I'm going to hit my timer. That change. Wait, this is wild magic.
Oh no! What?
Well, to do some special effects to that too. We get a 1 for wild magic. Alright. Magical.
You cast fog cloud, centered on yourself.
Also cool time for an effect. Okay, one more time. There it is. Roll the dice. Wait for the dice to stop rolling. Go.
11 thunder damage.
All the particles go up, and I'm going to hit stop as soon as I see them changing direction. There. Got it 12 seconds. 12 seconds. I know that's backwards, but I got 12 seconds in there. That corresponds to, jump back over here. That 12 seconds corresponds to the 10 seconds for this play known effect, along with be changed to play effect. Where is that lifetime? The lifetime must be set down in here and play known effect down here. Sorry, play effect is what I want to go for. Here. So we add temporal, we pass in the lifetime, which is 10 seconds, along with a particle shutoff time in seconds. So when we basically sending over the two. So that's how it gets, what's going on is the explosion has got a wind force inside of it that blows all of its particles up. And that wind force is blasting up everything else from the attached effect as well, because they are impacted by nearby forces, right? And so it's got a wind force. But then after about 12 seconds, we shut it off and kill it, which means that's gone, and all those particles kind of suck back in to where they started, or at least those particles die and new ones are generated and they stay in that area because those external forces aren't there anymore. Really cool though. Coding Gorilla, didn't the effect hit you and not the target? For this particular effect, Coding Gorilla, it's supposed to hit me because it's thunder steps. So there's a charge and an explosion and I disappear and appear somewhere else is what's happening. So we're going to do everything but the moving of the character because that's going to be done by me. So that's what's going on there, Coding Gorilla. Thanks for that question. Okay. So now we got to figure out how to get rid of the other effect. And I want to do some renaming on things too, because I'm not liking some of these names. Oh, it's like teleport. It's a teleport like Misty Step. Yeah, I think that's it. Here, if I bring this up, you can see it. Immediately after, so you teleport yourself to an unoccupied space you can see within range. Immediately after you disappear, a thunderous boom sounds, and each creature within 10 feet of the space you left must make a constitutional saving throw, taking 3d10 thunder damage on a successful save. So that's kind of how I decided to do it. So I decided, let's create the effect on me. Okay, cool. Wasn't familiar with that spell. Learned something new. I think you can do this. Can we do this here? No, we cannot. I think we have to do it in the dungeons, the Dragon Humpers chat room, and it'll come back. Let me see if that'll actually work. Is it spell Thunderstep? Is that what it is? I don't remember. None of them are working here. I think I turned it off here, I think. But that should work. That should work in the regular game. Or I turned it off for some reason. I think I turned it off. I remember thinking about it. Okay. Cool. So just to review, we got this problem where you can see it's starting to get really crazy here, right? All of those effects adding up. I got it queued up, so I might as well cast it one more time.
Thunder damage.
And totally. Wait, what happened to the? Hold on. Something weird happened just as I came over. We're okay? I don't think we're okay. I think something got kind of broken with the camera system. Yeah. So, interestingly, it's kind of working, but it doesn't feel right at all to me. It doesn't feel right. Yeah. So here's what I think happened. I went and tried to move it. I tried to move the camera. Let's see, can we try? What happens if I do a look at? Does that fix it? Nope. Doesn't look like it's fixed. Not good. Interesting. So if I right click during the camera shake, I can break the camera. I need a way to recover and restore the camera to its original settings, which I'm not sure what they are. I kind of need to go into this guy and grab all of the I think primarily transform and Euler angles and save those. Because the way they move the camera I'm not sure what these are. Let's see, what if I set that to 0? Would that fix the problem? Nope. There's something off. We've been moved. I can feel that it's behaving as if something has changed its position. Inside camera tilt, camera position. This feels suspicious. Right there. Set that to 0 and set that to 0 as well. I almost feel like maybe I broke it. Increase our height here. Nope. Still off. Whoa, wait, I changed it and it didn't change. What's going on there? It's not changing. Interesting. That's target. Was that target? That was camera tilt, cam position. Cam position is not changing for me. Main camera, what you got? You are non-zero. 0, 0, 0. Did that fix it? You say no. That's in cam. It's you. Local position. You're now 0. Cam position, local position, not. Wait, I can change it here. Why can't I go in and change it here? Like that. Nope. Where is everything? I just moved so far away. I have. Okay. Yeah, it's the center point, I think. Player focus point. That's 0. That's not 0. Yeah, that's not working. Also not 0. Zeroed out. You know, I'm just suspicious. This is all. Oh, that looks like it might have done something really good. That was it. Okay. So what was it? It was the main camera's Euler angles, which were non-zero. Interesting. Let's see if I can reproduce it. So, move this off to the side. Right over there. Working spells, thunderstep. That's the spell.
Thunder damage!
Wait, did I do it? I can't tell if I did or not. Let's go in and see if we can get the main camera Euler angles. Yep, they changed. Set them back to 0, 0, 0. Well, that's actually close. This one's close to 0. Hold on. That's pretty much 0 right there. Also pretty much 0. Okay, maybe not that big of a deal. They're all 0, essentially. Okay. Okay. Now we got to clean that up right there. Take a look at this. Those are all the attached spell effects that are right now on my character right there. I want to make a note before I forget it about the resetting the camera. I think I want to create a command to resetting the camera. Resetting camera. The Euler angles. Excuse me, the local Euler angles were non-zero and off by a lot. All right, so we'll need to implement a separate feature. Okay, so these are these guys. That means if I go turn all of these off, they all go away. Now, there's another component to this, which is that right now I'm not flying. But if I were to go start flying, like that, and we were to cast the spell again, trying to get me in this space where you can see me right over there. Cast the spell. This is now working, right?
22 Thunder.
It's cool. But it's now not, it's not here anymore. Go to the menu again. Look at nothing. Give me a second. More mini. Working. And now it'll be under a different place. There, right there. So it's under this guy instead because I'm flying. So turn that off. There, you can see it like that. So the problem, the component that or the aspect of this that makes this somewhat challenging is I have two places where I can potentially add it. One is I think visible, and the other one is not. See, base asset is turned, whoops, can't quite see it. Sorry about that, kids. So here, base asset is off, and the indicator is on. That's what's happening here. Hold on, let's move so we can see that. Okay, that's what's going on here. So one solution is to create the asset and add it to both places at the same time. In one, it won't be seen because one will be turned off. But the cool thing about that is that if I were to come in here, right here, and say, okay, well, let's say I'm not flying anymore, we'd still see the effect. And then when we toggle fly, we can see them again. So yeah, I think I might want to add it to both. Not that people will be changing it. I don't know, maybe it's overkill. Maybe I don't do it. At the very least, let's clear up all the attached pieces. And the question is, when are we going to do that? I think we're going to do it in the spreadsheet. I think I'm going to create a new command called clear attached. Just like that. And it's only going to clear the attached spell for this particular spell, is what it's going to do. It's not going to clear anything else attached. See, attached charging effect is there, and clear attached is there. I don't have an on die roll start, do I? I wonder if preparation complete is when that particular piece happens. All right. Let's work on clear attached. So we'll build that piece. All right, let's kill the app. Let's start renaming some stuff here. I'm going to rename this play effect. I'm going to rename this to play effect. That means we need to go into our spreadsheet and change play known effect to play effect. Like that. Okay. Effect function. Good. Good. All right, that looks good to me. Now we're going to take this and we're going to duplicate that, and we're going to place a specified spell effect over the active player's TaleSpire mini. I think that can work. Let's go down to our duplicated piece down here. We're going to call this one clear attached. Oops. We're only going to need we've got a player, spell ID, you don't need lifetime, you don't need effect name, expecting ours is 0. Like that. Okay, that's better. So no duration. I forget the in. All right, clear attached. Clears any attached. Clears the attached effect for the active spell on the active player's TaleSpire menu. And what I'm envisioning is we're going to be creating a number of these functions, like clear attachment on target, clear, target, play attached to target, things like that. I think we're going to add those kinds of spells as well. All right, so now we've got this clear attached, we've got this clear attached event handler, and we need to hook it up. You guys okay? That's what I want to hear. To attach spell ID and lifetime is what we're going to need there. Come in, Scotty. You want to lift your head a little higher and say hi? There she is, right there. Good. I'm sitting at a normal desk. Karen is like about 3 feet tall. In case anybody's wondering. What are we going to do here? Yeah, just cleaning up some names here. So clear attached is going to take those two parameters right there. Switch over to TaleSpire Explorer app. We're going to go to modding utils. We're going to add clear attached here. Fine, I'll duplicate that. And now we need args has got to be equal to 2. We don't need lifetime. We just need args of 0 and 2. Clear attached, and the args are coming over, I think, spell ID and creature ID. just thinking about how I'm going to do this down here, but I think I've got an idea. So how we can make this kind of cool. So we need to kind of do this to get the creature asset. Then with the creature asset, we're going to make a call to get base. I haven't seen that return an error yet, so I'm not going to do any error reporting on it. It should totally be valid. I guess arguably, since it should be valid, I don't need even to do the check. So then what we need to do is we need to say find child. And it's going to be, hold on. It's going to look like that. I think. This one I can log an error on. Okay, now we've found the child effect. I think the first thing we do is we're going to say, hey, transform.setParent, and hopefully Unity's written really well, so that'll unparent it from the other location. Everything is going to be sweet and perfect. Then I want to do this. I want to say instances.addTemporal. We're going to pass in the child effect, and we're going to say how long it lasts. I think about 1 second with the particle shutoff time of about 2 seconds. And that should clear it up. That should get rid of it in a nice, sweet, smooth way. And are we done? I think we might be done. All right, I'm on the TaleSpire machine. I'm shutting it down. We'll rebuild over here. Did I miss anything? Let's double check. Clear attach. It's hooked up there, so that's going to get that piece. And I think I did everything right from this side. Clear attach to here. I think it might just all work. Starting up the Dungeon Master app, starting up TaleSpire. In general, though, not bad, making some good progress today. Things go so much faster without that Rory to gum up the works. Really? You think so? I don't know, man. Usually Rory stops me from finding a problem, or, you know, stops me from adding a problem into the code. Okay, so there's my character. Put him right over there. Right about there. Let's bring up the spells. So we're looking to see if the spell effect that's added goes away when we cast the spell. So here we go, casting the spell. So this spell effect should go away when the dice stop rolling.
27 thunder damage.
Does it go away? It goes away. Sweet. That was it. It's cleaned up. No errors. That's really nice. If we were to explore it, we should be able to double check and verify that there's no longer an attached spell in the container. Oh, the base asset is off, so it's going to be in here. Yeah, there's no. Oops, hold on. So you can see it. There we go, right there. Right there. So no attached piece in there. Cool. I think that's a show, kids. I think it's not bad. So we've made a little bit of progress. We've got it so that I can do a charging effect, and that and I can add effects here. Let's switch back over to machine number 1. So we kind of just summarize this. So I've got the ability to attach charging and then clear it as well at a specific time. So on preparing, I'll call attach charging effect, lightning spell charge, and over here I just say clear attached. That's all I need to do, because our D&D engine attaches a GUID to a spell and holds on to it through the casting process. That same GUID, that GUID is what's allowing us to go find that exact one and get rid of it. Pretty sure that's happening correctly. It looks like it is. And then after that, we call play Thunderstep and then get rid of it in 10 seconds. So we have our own cleanup here, just in case it doesn't clean up itself. And most of these effects don't. They're created and they don't get rid of themselves. All right, not bad. So we still have to do projectile effects. I'll save those for next week, I think. So projectile effects and magic, giving magic from one character to another. And what's really cool is, would be cool is if the magic you could actually see it travel in a projectile to another character, and then that character now gets the magic effect, like a shield or some other kind of magical indicator that they, have that power now. Cool. All right, that's it. That's going to be the show. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us today. Let's see who we're going to rate. I'll send you over to Vape Food Juice Jordan. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Cody Gorilla. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow if you want to be here for Kids Code. We're working on a stock trading bot, and or next Tuesday back here for Code Rush. See you later, kids.